co-hosts, Stacy. So today's version is going to talk about the armor of God. And it's going to come from the book of Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 to 18. Now we'll start reading. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. The verse says that we should always be strong in the Lord and in his power. So this is Paul telling the Ephesians that they should always be strong in the Lord and in his power. So my brethren are us who are the children of God. We should always be strong in the power of the Lord always.
Verse 11, put on the whole armor of God so that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So we should, first of all, we should ask ourselves what are these armors? What are the armor? So an armor, the things that we wear when going to a battlefield. So we should put on the whole armor of God so that we may stand against the devil.
The next verse, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against power, against rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. The verse saying, for us as Christians, we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. Flesh and blood means wrestling against one another. So for us Christians, we do not wrestle against one another, but the works of the devil, which are the principalities, against those powers, against the spiritual hosts of darkness in the heavenly places. So for us Christians, let our battle be spiritual but not carnal.
Verse 13, therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So we should take all the whole armor of God. For example, our warrior here.
So our warrior here is putting on the armors of God. So we are going to demonstrate the armors of God, and the first armor is the helmet of salvation. Helmet is something that the warrior usually put on their head when they are going to the battlefield. So for the warrior, they usually wear the helmet, but for us Christians, we put the salvation in our hearts. Let us as Christians put the salvation in our heart. And about this, we can get to the book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 12. And it says, For there is no salvation in no one else, and there is no other name under heaven that has been given upon man by which we must be saved. The verse saying that there is only one salvation, which is Jesus Christ. There is no other person here on earth that we can get salvation on, but salvation is only found in the Lord.
The next armor of God is the breastplate of righteousness. So when the warrior goes to the battlefield, he normally wears the breastplate, but as we have that righteousness in our hearts. Let us keep that the act of righteousness in our hearts. We will get it from the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 21, which it says that he made him who knew no sin on our behalf, so that we might become righteousness of God in him. So God sent his only son to die for our sins. So we should be righteous.
So our next armor is the shield of faith. So a shield is something that the warrior usually holds in their hand so that they can protect themselves against the arrows, against the bullets. But for us Christians, we usually put the faith in our hearts. So as the warrior usually use the shield, let us as Christians use the faith in our heart. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not yet seen. So as the warrior usually use the shield to protect themselves, let us as Christians put the faith in our heart to protect ourselves. And about this, you can get to the book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. And it says, and now faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not yet seen. So whatever you ask from the Lord is going to give it to you if only you have faith in him.
The next armor of God is the belt of truth. When the warrior goes to the battlefield, he usually wears the belt. But us as Christians, let us tie the truth in our waist, so that we may overcome evil. And to get this verse, we are going to look at from the book of Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23, which it says that, buy the truth and do not sell it, wisdom, instruction, and insight as well. Wisdom comes from God. Instruction even comes from God. Let us have the
that the warrior usually use when going to the battlefield to fight their enemies. As the warrior usually use their sword, as Christian, let us use the Spirit, which is the word of God. So, about the sword, you can find in the book of Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. And it says, "For the word of God is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and it is a discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart." So about the sword, the word of God is quick and powerful. If you have any person in the hospital and you send that word there, it is going to be there quick and as well as powerful to heal that person.
The last armor is the shoe of the gospel of peace. So, shoe of the gospel of peace is we should use our feet to go and spread good news and not spreading rumors. We should use our feet to go and spread that Jesus is the only Yahweh. So, in this verse, you'll get it from the book of Romans chapter 10, verse 15, which it says, "How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring good tidings and of good things." So, we should go and spread the gospel. Okay, we will say our memory verse. Our memory verse comes from the book of Ephesians.